guys, it's Rachel and welcome to Card Making Wednesday. We're going to make this awesome Woodland Waterfall card today with the Lawn Fawn stamp set. I had so much fun making this card. I originally made it for my boyfriend for Valentine's Day and it was super cute and interactive, and I also made a giant card scavenger hunt for him, so these are some of the other cards from that. If you would like to see a tutorial on any of them, leave a comment below and I'll do it on another Card Making Wednesday or Mix It Up Thursday. So to start out with, I've already pre-cut the cardstock, and this first piece is the card base, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and then we have two back panels, a larger back panel and a small back panel, and the larger back panel is going to be 4.25 by 5.5, and the smaller back panel is going to be 4 by 5.25. Then we have the band that will go across the bottom of it, and that's just going to be 3/4 by 4.25. And then I have this large strip which will be the waterfall card, and that is a 2 by 9. This will be the part that hides on the inside, and the large rectangle is 4 by 1 3/4, and the small one is 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. I think those measurements are right. Don't trust me, I can't do math. I kind of eyeballed it. Then we have the small squares, which are 3/4 by 3/4, and then the larger squares, which will be 2 inches by 2 inches. And for the squares, you do need 4 of them each. So for the cardstock, all I used is my 80-pound Simply Defined white cardstock by Scrapbooking Made Simple. I really like it. I think that it blends really well, and it's a really beautiful, smooth white cardstock at an affordable price. So that's what I'm using here today, and we're going to be using all the distress inks and then some embossing paste by Stampendous. If you want to take a look at any of the products that I have used here today, please look in the description box below. And I also just filled a tub with water, and I used a nail brush because I put my stencils in here to make it easier to clean off, especially if I can't clean them right away. I do have to give credit to Fran from Stampendous because she did teach me this trick when she was at SMS herself. So to get started here, I'm going to take my distress inks. In the greens we have Chevy Shutters, Peeled Paint, and Forest Moss, and in the browns we have Brush Corduroy, Vintage Photo, and Walnut Stain. And I'm just going to apply them to all of the cardstock. I don't need it to be perfectly blended and everything like that. I kind of want it sort of textured in different colors because it is a woodland theme. I don't know about you guys, for whatever reason, I have trouble putting cardstock together. For whatever reason, my brain only wraps around when I make cardstock myself. So you'll probably see that in a lot of the tutorials I actually do like to customize my own cardstock and backgrounds and everything like that, because then I know that everything blends together and it's all in the same color family and it's right. But I have trouble getting the ink off my hands, so if you guys have any comments, or you know how to, a product that's really good for getting stained ink off your hands, let me know, because my hands are always stained with ink no matter how much I wash them, and I would love for that not to be the case. So I'm just gonna let this video play and put some music behind it, and I will see you guys real soon. So I was really silly and I accidentally grabbed the larger back panel and inked that up instead of the smaller back panel, and that's totally alright. I'm going to end up just cutting off the excess around the edges so it's just the stenciling, and then I'll cut another piece of the larger back panel. So if you're wondering why I did that, that is why. I just thought I'd let you know I messed up, but it all worked out okay in the end. So here I am cutting another large back panel. Like I said, I did mess up and I had to cut another one, but that was totally okay. It worked out just fine. So I'm just gonna trim this up and then we're going to start coloring it in with the blue distress inks. actually doing is I'm taking my forest moss color in my distress inks, and I'm taking the larger tree out of this set, and I'm just kind of randomly placing it all along the bottom to give it the look of a forest. I then took my smaller tree and kind of filled in some of the gaps to give it a nice variation, and I'm going to then come in with scattered straw in yellow, and I'm going to stamp the star image. So I kind of give like a in the woods at night sort of feel, and then I'm going to take my light blue and then just a little bit of my dark blue and kind of make it look like it's dusk, because this will be the top card on the waterfall card. I just wanted something a little bit different and to kind of set the scene that it was in the forest, if you couldn't tell already. And then I'm just going to continue stamping that bottom piece, which is the I love you s'more, and I'm going to add a cute little face because you can't forget the face. And then I'm taking my fired brick distress ink and I'm going to stamp the little hearts. And I do have to say, I got a little carried away with the hearts. I think that there was probably one too many, but it was so cute and I got so excited and then I couldn't stop. So you definitely don't have to add as many hearts as I did. I didn't on my first card, but it was just so much fun. It was so cute. And then I'm just going in with the same brown inks that we used earlier, except I added the tea dye color, and I'm just going to go kind of go around the edges and give some depth to these cards so they're not just plain white, kind of make them a little toasty like a s'more, and give a little bit of a wood kind of feel. And then I'm just going to go in with my watercolor pencils and use them. This was my first time using the Prima watercolor pencils on this project. I am sorry I don't have the specific colors that I used. I can't remember them to save my life, but I like them. I think I'd probably need a little more to try. I did use my not so great ones, my really cheap student grade ones for the fire, because I only have the neutrals set and not any bright colors. So I will be just watercoloring in the images, but my first original card, I used my Faber-Castell pencils instead, and I actually like them a lot better for this project than I like the Prima watercolor pencils. But I guess it's all just preference. You could definitely color these in with Copics. That's not a problem. It's just what I have on hand. I did not have Copics at the time that I made this project. a little trick with you guys, and that is to start applying your little squares from the bottom and not the top, because it is easier to stack them up on top of each other than to try and flip them over. However, you only want adhesive at the very, very, very top because you want to make sure that they move. You don't want them to stick completely. So I'm just adding one really skinny strip of adhesive, and then I kind of go back and I add a second one overlapping them so it just has a little more grip to it, and then I start layering them at the bottom and work my way up. The very, very bottom piece where the bear is on the underside of that strip, you'll see later on I'm going to attach it completely because that's what's going to hang on and let the waterfall part do its action. So I'm just figuring out here where I want to place it exactly on the card. Originally I had it a little bit farther up. I was thinking maybe I want it down, and then ultimately I kind of just ended up going back and putting it where I originally had it. You can put on the s'more sentiment right now. I just wanted to make sure that I kind of got everything in place so I could hide that really, really, really well, because I don't want it to show until you start pulling the waterfall card and it's like a little surprise. And here is the finished card. I think that this is super cute and such a fun card, especially for a guy or for anybody. I did forget to mention in the beginning that my good friend Melinda was the one who showed this to me last crop and inspired me to do this card. But please let me know what you guys want to see next week. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the flip side.